You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That is why you are here.
Welcome back to the Code Rad Show, everybody. Tonight, going to talk about a interesting show I happened to find. But first, let's talk about the important stuff. Let's see. Here it is, of course, the Code Rad Publishing Empire, currently available. Interplanet Volume 1, which is on fundmycomic.com. A science fiction fantasy epic, which starts off with right here, Volume 2 coming soon. And don't forget about Tales of Conspiracy and Madness, 9 stories of cosmic horror. Well, tonight I want to talk about a show I found called DECOY. Like most of the things I talk about on this show, I never heard of this show before. It turns out it was a syndicated crime program from the 1950s. I don't think I even knew they had syndicated shows going back that far. So that's super cool. Takes place in New York. And here we have Molly, who is, for some reason, being interrogated by the police while standing on the lineup stage. A sailor has been strangled to death, and Molly was trying to pawn a watch which belonged to him. Now, under the police grilling, they get her to admit that she got the watch from her boyfriend George, and they determine that George must have murdered the sailor and given her the watch to pawn. So the story is about our main character here, Patricia Casey Jones. She is the decoy. She works for the police department in roles that your typical male policeman cannot fulfill. So they decide to have Molly move into the apartment across the hall they have Patricia move into the apartment across the hall from Molly to befriend her and try to find out what is the truth in the murder of this sailor. She introduces herself to her new neighbor. Let me see. That's Molly there, who so in a great scene, Patricia takes Molly out for a walk on the town. And this is just amazing for fans of 1950s New York. For me, Jack Kerouac, On the Road, was a huge influence on my teenage years and in my 20s. And so our ladies take a walk around the town, and a great time capsule, which I'd like to share with you.
In this line of work, a cup of tea is a foot in the door. A walk near the UN building opened that door a little wider. But still, it was mostly walk, very little talk. Nothing new about George.
Here they are going to the Colony Record Store.
She seemed glad to see me. Asked whether I'd like to listen to some records with her.
I never went.
She and George were mad about jazz.
A huge
Taught her all about it.
institution in New York City. I forget exactly when it opened, but I think it closed in 2012. I don't know what this place is.
See her practically every day.
Looks cool. I've never been there.
Point blank what George does for a living.
Anyone watching this, if you know what this
place
place is, let me know. Leave a comment. And here they are, and
I had a date to meet her at the automat for lunch.
Patricia comes to meet her at the automat. Always been fascinated by the automat. Love that. Love the idea of the place. We still have, there's a building in Philadelphia here where I live that has an awesome automat neon sign still visible, still out there.
The man who works with his hands, his fingers.
So just gorgeous, a vision of New York in the 1950s. And the scene in the automat, or in front of the automat, cuts directly to this great 1950s style thug who is now on the lineup stage. I want to share that.
All right, thank you. That's all for now.
Friggin' awesome. Looks like he could be in a modern day rockabilly band. Then we have a scene of Molly comes over to Patricia's apartment, and we see that she starts coming unglued a little bit. We get a clue as to her unhinged nature.
How long's it been going now? You haven't even showed me a postal card that he sent you. Look, honey, I know the type. If it ain't under his nose, he just ain't interested.
George loves me.
Huh. I'll believe that when I see it.
You have no right to talk about George and me like that. You're jealous, that's what you are.
Okay? So I'm jealous.
Fellas take you out, but they don't respect you. George respects me.
George respects her. Now, this scene kind of gives an indication of the flavor of this episode. I'm not a big fan of police shows, but this show feels more like an old Jim Thompson novel or James Ellroy. It's got a gritty film noir vibes, which I really enjoyed about it. So Molly is going to go out and meet George for a date, and a police officer follows her. So another great scene of Times Square, I assume. Got to share this with you. Super cool music, even though it kind of sounds like a train. Not really fitting for this action, but this is amazing. All the movie theaters will see some awesome titles. Here's a movie with Carl Malden and Eli Wallach. Got The Magnificent Seven. Something with Spencer Tracy and Charlton Heston. And then, well, it wraps up shortly after this. I want to leave the rest to you. If you find it that interesting, you know where to find it. The show is called DECOY. It's easy enough to find on YouTube. It's all over the place. I found it very intriguing. I would like to go back and see some more episodes of it. I plan to report back to you, dear watchers, and talk about what sort of adventures Patricia has in the big city of 1950s, New York City. Thank you for watching, everyone. I will be back.